You are now listening to Bullhook Golf, an unfiltered golf podcast taking you inside the ropes with unfiltered stories, insights, analysis, and exclusive interviews. Welcome back, everybody, to Bullhook Golf, the podcast. This is episode number 48, The People's Open. And man, today there is no golf background to me. However, there is a golf background to me, which is the Swing Away Golf Studio in North Scottsdale. Man, is this place an absolute private gem of a location. Bring your boys, get over here. Ladies, bring your lady friends. Come on over, grab a membership. So it's a private facility. You end up getting a membership, and then you can book time to come over and use this golf simulator behind me. It is a full swing golf simulator with the latest software. So we actually have TPC Scottsdale up, which is where you're going to be this week, Bobby.
Yes.
Are you ready for that 16th hole?
Fuck, dude. I've been through it so many times, it never ceases to amaze me, that's for sure. But I did hear through the grapevine today that they're not allowing canned beer or something on 16.
Oh, no. Because of Sam Ryder's hole-in-one last year.
Sam Ryder's hole-in-one, and I think he almost took a dome shot, and our favorite golfer, Brian Harmon, was in that group, and I think he got almost taken out a couple times, and Brian's not happy in general anyways, but I think I heard that, which makes sense because every time I see that replay, I think about everybody being so fucked up there and all those beer cans flying, and they don't even think about, fuck the players, don't take out a caddy, right?
True. And then the cleanup. I mean, Waste Management really stepped up their level and really showed their class there. Just a little touch of class, for the boys. Yeah. And that's where they cleaned everything up in no time whatsoever. A small delay. I mean, pace of play was still decent, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it gets stacked up on 15. Everybody, if you drive it in the fairway on 15, everybody goes at it in 2. But if it's funny when you walk through that tunnel and there's another group on the tee, nobody goes out. You know what I mean? Everybody just kind of posts up in that tunnel just because it's so much adrenaline that hits you so fast. And it didn't take me long to figure out a long time ago that whatever club the numbers say it is, it's usually one less than that. So if it's a perfect 9-iron. Yeah, nobody really chips a club into there for obvious reasons. You just hit, the ball goes a long way in there. Bad news for us, though, as caddies is they used to have a tent on the back of it standing behind us on the tee up there. So you could kind of, like this afternoon, we played a late practice round and the wind was just kind of switching all over. So I didn't see that flag up there. So if we get a consistent wind, it's not too bad. If you get a wind that's kind of all over the place, it's kind of a guess a little bit on what it does in that swirly area. But I'm convinced a few years later that whole mini dome factor, the wind really doesn't touch it that much, especially going out early and coming down late. So we'll see. I mean, I'm ready for it.
It's built up pretty high. The other question I have for you is that the first and potentially only time you've felt like a rock star or celebrity or professional athlete coming out of that tunnel? Like, does the smoke go? Like, those smoke machines come out and Bobby Brown, you start hearing Bobby Brown, the R&B artist, and then you come out?
Well, I've heard some random Bobby Brown shit over on the left from the ASU guys, but it wasn't anything negative or anything like that. I think they researched when I was working for Dustin. I think they researched that I was dating his girlfriend's sister, and they had a nice little laugh about that. And they've said some wonderful things about DJ in the past.
Well, I mean,
those were pretty accurate. Spoiler alert, though. Spoiler alert, when we get to the live section, I got something good.
So let me go over their lineup
juicy
here. So
go the lineup.
We're gonna do a little introduction. Obviously, we've got a little story time. We're gonna catch up a little bit. It's kind of what we're doing right now off the cuff. But then we've got the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am recap that we're gonna hit. We're gonna dive into the upcoming Waste Management Open, aka the People's Open. I think that's actually the best title for this tournament ever.
It is
the People's Open. And then we've got the latest LIV Golf news because, I mean, we're going to spend a lot of time around the People's Open. I mean, this is the major amongst majors before all of the majors. Yeah. And I'm pretty goddamn excited about it, Bobby. I know you're excited about it. I mean,
everybody is.
Actually, you know what just popped in my head? You just said something that the people call you something. Do they call you Big Dick Bob? Is that what it is?
No.
No, no.
No,
It's not
no.
like Big Dick Rick.
Don't confuse me for my younger brother Gary.
Oh, Gary's the loaded one. I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
back in the day when we used to party and everything like that, he'd be popping out of the shower, and I'm like, "Well, you need a license for that or something?" Jesus, what are you going to do with that thing? Large women or small cattle only? I used to tell him.
How does that
Go
feel to
ahead.
be the brother that isn't loaded up like that? I mean, that's
Listen,
got to hurt a little bit, right?
my ever since Scott Piercy started feeding me those blue pills, my life is wonderful.
Do you get
There
exercise
you
with
go,
those blue
Scott.
pills too?
Thanks for the tickets last week, Scott. We're even. Just
You
gave you a
don't,
plug.
yeah, you don't have to answer my comment either. So, Bobby, how was your week at Pebble?
um,
Swift transition.
cold, cold, cold and windy.
Dude, what a shitty golf tournament it ended up being.
Depressing. Do you know how I always go, oh, you get good waves and you get bad waves, but they all even out in the long run. I don't think this one's going to even out because we got a bad one, man. We popped some wind. We played at Spyglass. We played at Spyglass the first day.
You
Obviously,
guys
we
got
missed,
fucked.
missed
That
it.
was. Did you see
Yeah.
the
Oh my
stroke differential
God.
between Spyglass the first
Oh
round to the other
fuck.
two golf
Well,
courses?
I officially saw the stats after the first day where we were
I'm
35 or
crying.
38 over par, and Pebble was one of them was 53 under par, and the other one was 51 under par.
Yeah,
But the funny thing is we teed off on the back, and we didn't catch any wind. So you've never been to Spyglass, but remember I was
I have
telling you
not.
last week, Spyglass probably has the best opening 5 holes in golf. You tee off a down and a big hooking par 5 to start, and then you go right to the water, and you're right on the dunes. You're right on the dunes, ice plant, and everything like that, and it's super windy. But this wind, we were grinding, and I want to say we were even par when we got to number 5 tee. And Matt, let me tell you something about the wind at Pebble Beach. When it comes, it doesn't give you any hints that it's coming. It gives you no hints whatsoever. And it showed up last week, and it showed up in a microclimate at about 30 miles an hour. And we played the fucking last. It's embarrassing to say. We played the last 4 holes in 5 over par, and it
Yeah.
was one of those train wrecks that when it gets off the rails, I don't care what caddy is on your bag. There is nothing anybody can say. I'll tell you what. First thing on 5 is a great par. It's a great par 3 that was playing like 203 or something like that. We hit a 5 iron because it's super duper cold. Airmailed the green, got it up and down. 6, he drives it in the right rough. It's probably one of the best par 4s on the peninsula. We got 220 jar to a back pin. It's kind of sitting in a hole, and we pulled out a 2 iron we pulled out a 2 iron. Yeah, we pulled out a 2 iron, which would have been the perfect club. And I'm like, he pulls out 3 wood, and I'm like, oh my God, he's got fucking 3 wood. Where's he going with this? And I didn't say it like that, but I'm like, hey, where are you going with this? He goes, don't worry, Bob. I'm just going to cut the shit out of this thing 60 yards. And it came out a fucking Scud missile rocket going straight for fucking North Korea.
Oh, he must have been gutted.
God, airmailed, and everybody knows at Spyglass, like 9 out of 10 golf courses, you can play from below the hole, right? But you can't play from above the hole. But
No.
Spyglass is times 10, so we airmail that thing, make a bogey. But I'm like, okay, it's no big deal. We're 1 over par, and then we get to 7, which is a pretty hittable par 5, and you never catch that wind downwind. 30 miles an hour downwind and a little bit off the right, which is anybody's paradise, right? So we got off the C down there, and I think we had 5 iron in, and there's water left. And it's so funny. I know he's played there 12 different times. But it's the back left pin, and it's almost like he fucking pulls it in the water. Okay, that's what he did. He pulled it in the water and made another bogey. But I was walking all the way up to the green. I'm like, God, do I need to tell this guy that? I just assume that he knows that you can get up and down all day long from the right rough. That's actually where you're aiming. If you knock one on, you knock one on. So I didn't say that. Of course, I didn't say that.
Bob.
Of course, I didn't need to say that because he's been out there
Bob.
for 12 years and felt like a fucking yes man for an hour and a half out there, and that is a horrible feeling. Number
That's
80
not
strikes
good.
it down the middle. We got a $163 on the back pin, and it's hurling 30. It's hurling 30 in, and he's adding his 10%. So 63 is now 79 to him because of the coldness. You add the wind, and he's coming up to a 205 or 210, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, 5 iron feels like, oh, Will McGirt, we played with him, and he had a 5 iron out too, and it's a little bit of an upslope,
Willie
right? So
McGirt.
it's going to get Willie McGirt, Dirt McGirt. And Old Dirt McGirt Fat Chunks won about 30 yards short, so we can't get a beat
Oh,
on that.
I
So
gotta love that.
I know. Way to be a team player. And he's playing with that Alfonso Rivera. You know Alfonso Rivera? He's the Carlton dance guy from
Oh, I thought he was
that.
just Carlton. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
Oh, that
yeah,
is Carlton. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You're
Super nice
spot on.
guy.
I was
Super
like,
nice
wait,
guy.
that name is
Yeah.
Carlton from Fresh Prince of
Didn't give it
Bel-Air.
away. Is that how he did it, or something like that?
It's just a
So,
little.
anyways, so he pulls out. I don't even know I went there. He pulls out a 5 iron. I'm like, man, this. He goes, what do you think? I go, God, this feels like a lot of club. I'm like, I think you could just hit a 6. He's like, no, 6 is gonna get up in the air. Fucking scud missile right through it, over the back, in a hole. Double bogey. 9 pipes it
You
down
hate
the
to
middle.
see it.
3 iron. Shut up, man! Don't ever say that again. 3 iron. We usually hit 8 iron, 7 and 8 iron into 9 at Spyglass, right? 3
Yeah.
iron lands
Well,
pin
I've
high
never
over
been
the back.
there, but
Oh, yeah, over the back bogey, and that was all she fucking wrote in an hour and 15 minutes. That was all she. That was all she wrote. And I'm driving home. He drove me. He drove me back every single night. And it was just like, I don't want to say it's an uncomfortable ride back with your pro when something like that happens,
was
but
it
it's a fucking
quiet?
not really, because he just lets it go, but I didn't let it go. I can't let it go because I'm like, and I just told him, I go, hey, listen, the deal on that 5 iron, you know, the deal on that 5 iron is, and I told him, I go, I don't think when you're chipping a club in, Matt, a mid-flight club, that you can add 10% for cold. I just don't think you can do it, especially a low spin guy, right? Because we just found out the hard way that it just penetrates through. So we made a plan that when we got to MPCC the next day, that when it started blowing, which it did later in the day, when it starts blowing, that we were going to whack the 10%. So fucking 5 over, Hank, tee off at 10 something a.m. The second or third to last group, just got the worst of the worst. I was looking on my phone. There was no scoreboards out. They knew this wind was coming, and I'm not. The setups weren't great for us with this wind. They played it kind of tough for us, but there's no leaderboards out there. I didn't know what anybody was doing, but I was taking some peeks at my phone, and I knew Lee Biota and some other guys were in early that went off first off at 8 under. We're playing either MPCC or Pebble. So, but you wake up the next morning like we always do, Matt, and you think, oh, is today going to be the day? And we got off to a rocky start at MPCC. And we were 2 over right off the bat, but he never bitched and complained. And then here comes the win button, and all of a sudden, the last 3 holes he plays in 2 under, and he starts looking like Troy Merritt. Can I add a little side note, because I know the
Yeah,
green's so
I
good, and
love good side notes.
I really know the greens as good at Spyglass as I do at Pebble, if not a little bit more, because that was my home course where I reported when I was a caddy there, right?
Very small
And the
greens,
pin
Bobby.
and
Not a lot to read.
no, there's not a lot to read. And it's so funny. We teed off on 10 and he went up there to like 12 feet. And I am like looking at this putt six different ways, because I think he's just going to immediately pick up the juju from last year when we had a chance to win, right? And start calling me in and asking me. And I knew this putt he had, guys overread it, miss it on the high side. I've been seeing it for 15 years. And, it's a ball out right putt. And he hits it a cup out. And I did that like 4 times. He never fucking called me in. So I was almost like a little butt hurt over
A lot
that
of guys
hole.
overread that putt, Bobby. A lot of guys overread that putt.
I don't. But I got that out of my system. So we played. So we got to go play Pebble, and we're 5 over, right? And we're first group off on 10 at Pebble. And anything can happen on Pebble when you saw what Denny McCarthy did. What usually happens
Denny
good is
looked fucking
know.
great.
I
bet he
turned in a
wishes that round
29.
never stopped.
Yeah, no shit. I know. So anyways, you never give up hope. And we made a couple quick birdies at Pebble before the wind started, and actually fought it all the way back to 2 over. And we knew the wind was coming, and we knew the cut was going to be 1 under or even, or possibly even go to even. And we still had about 4 or 5 holes left. I think we were on the par 4 number 4 at 2 over. And now it starts blowing 40, and it's in out of the right. I know this is a lot of technical shit, but he hits a nice little wedge up there to like 20 feet, runs it by 6 feet into the wind, thinking the wind's going to hold it up. And he never had a chance making a 6-foot downhiller with 30-mile-an-hour wind behind you. So you make a bogey. Then he hits a sick 2 iron for like 200 yards to like 12 feet on 5. And he does not make that. He birdies 6. And then we got to the famous 7th, Matt. You know the famous 7th? It's playing on all the
I sure fucking do there, Bobby. Most famous
103
golf
yards.
hole.
Yes, 103 yards down the hill, pumping 35 miles an hour
5 iron.
in off the right. No, you were close. We're the guinea pig. You know what a guinea pig is, Matt? When you're playing
you were the
golf?
first one to hit.
Yeah. And let me tell you about my history being a guinea pig. I will tell you one thing. My players are never long when I'm a guinea pig. They're always short for some reason because I am Sammy Safety. He goes, "What do you like?" I'm between 7 and 8. And I go back foot, drop it on the ground, back foot and 8-iron. Keep it left to the flag. We'll keep our fingers crossed. And he puts a tee in the ground. So,
Oh, he didn't listen to you from fucking
and
step one.
listen to me.
Step
No,
one,
like on
Troy.
Super Coach, he puts a tee in the ground. Number one, it doesn't go anywhere near his back foot. Number two, gets up in the air, plugs in the right front bunker, and it's so funny. We were obviously we were missing the cut, and so was Dirt McGirt and his caddy. This guy we call named Bambi, who's a little bit of an older caddy, but he's got really kind of a sassy personality like me. And he's giving me shit the whole time when Troy's over. He's like, 8-iron? We're going to hit 6. And I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. Well, they got
I called it 5.
Yeah, they hit they chipped their 6-iron into the ocean. It's swimming around there in the Pacific somewhere. It should be landing on Carmel Beach right now. So fuck you, Bambi.
Yeah, take that, Bambi.
Yeah, and then of course the famous 8th hole, Jack Nicklaus's favorite hole in golf. He says if you ever had to play one hole again with a freshly refurbished, slightly flattened green, we birdied that one, and then the horn blew, and we had to come back the next morning. How classy is Troy Merritt? He knows his amateur's going to come back. And he comes back to play one hole, and it hailed on us for one hole.
I'm not going to lie, Bobby. I saw everything that you're talking about. I was paying attention to the PGA Tour app, and I saw that you guys ended one hole short.
Hole to go.
And I'm going,
one hole to go.
Poor fucking Bobby. This is miserable. What a terrible week. And then, I can't say that I can relate. However, I can relate because Mountain Shadows got a little windy the other day. And guess what? Your boy fucking lost it out there. I was tossing clubs. I was yelling, fuck you to the golf ball. It was pin position 4.
Have I
pin
not
position
taught you
4
anything?
is like a goddamn devil pin position out there at the sheds. These fucking holes are put on goddamn slopes. Fucking Pablo out there has no goddamn idea what he's putting these holes on. They are sloped. They are like on 12-degree slopes out there. It is unfair. That ball is fucking flying everywhere. Anyways, that's my rant.
I am laughing because you said pin position 4.
It was. It's a goddamn worst zone out there. And then they put him in all these goddamn spots. I'm not ripping on the grounds crew. I have no idea if there's a guy named Pablo out there. I'm just saying that Pablo, if you're out there listening to this, god damn it, put it on a flat surface. I'm sick and tired of missing a goddamn putt by 3 inches, having it roll down about fucking 40 feet away. I don't want it. I don't like it. It's not me. I was very pissy that day. I was a little moody bitch. Alyssa, my fiance, would call me a bitch's bitch out there, and I for sure fucking was. I went through 4 stages of grief out there, Bobby. I went from being pissed off to then I hate everyone on the planet. And then I went into the 3rd stage, which was just pure depression. I was banging my head on stuff. And then the 4th one was, I want to go home, Mommy. Please take me home. So
okay, can I tell you
that
we had a lot in common last week. Because I wanted my mommy too. But I will tell you this. When even I found myself at Pebble the last day just because I love it so much, and I wasn't in a horrible mood. I was bummed because it almost feels like this year we kind of put all of our eggs in one basket because historically we, golf the lights out there at Pebble.
It was the 5th major for you.
Yeah,
or the first before the majors.
I found myself sightseeing out there sometimes in between shots because it moves so slow with those amateurs and the weather and the wind and everything. And I'm like, man, this ain't so bad because we had some good weather where the sun was really out. It was one of those Chamber of Commerce days other than it was freezing cold. But, there's so many microclimates up there. You know what the unique thing about there is when they stopped play at Pebble for us was that you could still play at Pebble. It wasn't that bad, but you get around that peninsula over towards Monterey Bay, and those 2 golf courses, MPCC and Spyglass Hill, take it totally different. I mean, I've been fogged out completely at Pebble Beach before, and they're not fogged out at Spyglass, and they have to keep everything fair. They have to stop play at all 3 courses. You can't keep marching in at those tee times out of whack, and it's not fair to everybody else. So
am I wrong with saying that Spyglass that first day? So
brutal.
you said the 2 under par scores of, I think you said 55 and 51 at Pebble and then Monterey.
Yeah.
Wasn't Spyglass plus 35?
35 over. Yeah, 35 over.
And wasn't talk about a bad draw on that one.
wasn't I the genius last week that said, remember when we were talking on Tuesday? I'm like, God, I usually have guys. I don't think Spieth as hard as it used to be because it's not as tree. It used to be super congested with trees, but they have this. They call it a bark. This is a unique story. They call it a bark. There's a bark beetle up there that eats all the bark off these trees, and these trees catch this disease called pitch canker disease, Matt. So they're falling down left and right
Wow, look
everywhere.
at you
The
dropping some
unhealthy ones.
fucking science knowledge on me.
And I
Jesus
only went to
Christ.
high school.
What
God,
the
there's hope for
hell?
my kids.
There
So
sure is.
but so when we were grinding out there, even par through 11 or 12 holes, I'm like, God, we're actually playing pretty fucking good. You know, we're not really getting any putts to go or anything. We're just hanging. You know, the greens were so firm, and when you get those greens that are firm downwind, and you're not hitting the middle of the club face and putting some kind of shit on it, you know, you're going to have problems. And we had problems, but I'm going to tell you who didn't have problems. Justin Rose showed up 4 years later, 18 under par.
Bobby, you were shitting on him like 3 podcast episodes ago.
Man, I shit on everybody.
Well, here's the thing. If you start to think about it, the golf gods are really starting to reward your bitterness towards certain players. So
God knows I am bitter.
You just got to get bitter against the right people that you want to see win.
Wow.
And just pretend like you don't want them to do well anymore.
You want to know what I found out last week that I didn't know about Justin Rose, and he'd been slowly but surely coming on form a little bit?
Oh,
he went to work recently with Mark Blackburn, Max Homa's guy.
I did. So they brought that up in the broadcast, and
right?
I was actually surprised too because he was wasn't he a big Sean Foley guy?
Yeah, big Foley dude. Forever he was a big Foley dude.
So he followed Max Homa because Max Homa just has that swag. He's got that North Scottsdale swag, just like I'm a pimp.
He lives in North Scottsdale. He wasn't raised there. He's SoCal through and through. Don't you ever
You always
got to
bring up the SoCal, the Kelly Soft.
Angle, bro.
He wasn't good until he started living in North Scottsdale.
All right, you're right. He was just average when he was in California. You got it. Okay, let's go down there. Let's go to the Bobby B leaderboard rundown. Rosie, 18 under, shoots 65 on Sunday. Looked in complete control of his golf game. After he hit that sick bunker shot on 6 from down below there, where you got to go up the cliff to about 6 feet, made eagle. You kind of knew he was going to be in control of the situation, and the guy's got 10 or 12 wins under his belt, majors, big time tournaments, Ryder Cup pressure. He's been through it all before. So I'm sure he got a little tweaky and a little nervous there, but his attention to detail is very thorough, and he just looked like the old Justin Rose. Hey, a little shout out to his caddy, Josh Cassell. And Josh Cassell is weird, but whoever he goes to work for, they just win. He worked for Billy Horschel 3 or 4 years ago, won a couple times, right? He makes a move from there and he goes to Berger. Berger wins a couple times. Him and Berger get in some kind of fight at Augusta, I think last year maybe, where Berger airmailed the 18th green into the crowd, told Josh he was going to get a week off. Josh told him to go fuck himself. He ends up with Justin Rose and they catch a win. So hats off to Josh Cassell. He's one of the best in the business, and
you gotta love the dynamic of just hey, you're taking a week off. Go fuck yourself. No. I'm going to somebody else.
Well, that's confidence in your caddying ability, right? And
it's true.
You hadn't heard anything from Rosie in 4 years, and I'm going to give the Mark Blackburn angle a big pop, and I'm going to give the Josh Cassell angle a big
Josh
pop
Cassell's
too.
Also brothers with Sam Cassell, who was a great basketball player as well. That's not true, anybody. If you're listening, that's fake news. Sam Cassell is not Josh Cassell's brother. Just saying. Sorry.
So I hate to quote Mark Immelman, but a handsome 3-shot win for my favorite announcer, Mark Immelman.
Just quoted Mark Immelman.
Mark Immelman.
Wow.
What a douche. I was listening to the interviews. I didn't fly out of there until when was I watching? I was watching him on TV because I was watching what was I doing, Matt?
Well,
I'm trying to figure. Oh, I was here. It was Monday, so I was here. I was here at my brother's house on Monday, so I turned it on and started at 9:00. And Amanda Baloney went to the Knights of the Round Table and asked them all the questions.
What was going to happen.
Amanda Baloney. I was checking her out up front again. She was giving me the big eye up in player hospitality up there. She's staring at me, and I'm like, oh, she might have heard that I called her Amanda Baloney.
Well, I do. Yes, no, because I will tell you this: that everybody I play golf with agrees that Bobby was spot on with that analysis.
Yes, I was spot on. Do you know what a Cincinnati Bengal is?
Oh boy.
Did I tell you this?
No.
Cincinnati Bengals. Great uniform, bad helmet. That's Amanda
Ooh.
Baloney. Great uniform,
Oh,
bad helmet.
that's solid. That's a
There
great
you go.
analogy. Yeah,
Let's go down. Let me continue down this stellar stocked world class
please
leaderboard.
do.
Ooh, there's a shot right there. Brandon Todd, and Brandon Wu both 15 under, finished T2 for a nice little
Solid leaderboard.
825,000. Yeah, your guy, our guy
Wait,
that we
didn't
like so
you
much,
talk
Denny.
about Brandon Wu not that long ago on the cast? You're a
Yep.
fan
A
of
buddy
his,
of
aren't
mine.
you?
Yeah, well, he beat Colin Morikawa at Nationals. He was a star at Stanford, and he beat Colin Morikawa straight up Nationals head to head. So he got
That's
through his
why.
rookie year last year and played good. And one of my buddies, David Strez, is on his bag, and I've been talking about he's just one of those young talents to watch. And he kind of broke through a little bit with that second place
Well,
finish
I
last
liked
week.
watching him play with
Yeah,
Kurt Kitayama, which
yeah,
Kitayama bombed it
well,
past him, right? But yet
yeah, he
he
did.
didn't lose any of his tempo. He wasn't trying to
Yeah,
hit it as far as him. He just stayed within his game. Brandon
yeah.
Wu, fucking Wu-Tang
Usually,
Clan.
and
I'm
you know what
seeing
the
the
funny thing.
connections here.
There you go. Those courses really, they're really set up for a bomber. It's no coincidence Dustin won there a couple times. JB Holmes won there. Bombers have an advantage when it's not in this conditions. But you get a dinker like Brendan Todd who's just hitting fairways and greens to death and gets the pill rolling a little bit. That's what happens at these courses when you get these kind of conditions. So
I feel
Denny
like Brendan
McCarthy has
Todd is the Amanda Balionis of the PGA Tour.
but he's got much smaller boobs.
Well, got a good body,
But
bad face. Sorry, Brendan Todd. I apologize. That was rude. All right,
who
Bobby,
else?
continue.
Who? Okay, who else on this leaderboard? Denny McCarthy went Yahtzee on the last day, turned in 29, and that's the part of the golf course I'm telling you can get 1 through 7. You can really, you can turn in 7 or 8 under. God, he shot 29 on the front side, didn't he? That's
He
that's
fucking went
eight
ham,
under.
Bobby. He was 8
No,
under through 9 holes. No, he was 7
yeah,
under through 9 holes, wasn't he? Am
yes,
I wrong
seven
on that?
under.
7 under.
Turned it,
But
yes, turned in 29.
he was 6 under through 7 holes. I
Yeah,
mean, that
easy
kid
to
was,
do.
and I'm
Yeah,
watching him, and it's because of you, you asshole, that I'm paying
why?
attention to this guy because you're
Uh
like,
oh,
he's the greatest putter of the golf ball. And I'm
he
sitting
is.
there
He left.
watching him. I'm like, oh, god damn, is he silky. I tried to
Yeah, he is
replicate his
silky.
putting stroke, and I
Right.
three-putted at least 17 holes out of 18 the other day, trying to
Well,
replicate
that's
Denny
not
McCarthy. It's just
that.
not my game.
That
I'm not a smooth
no, that was
stroker. I am a
that was
hard,
Pablo's.
vicious, knock it in the hole guy.
I thought you were going to blame Pablo in pin position number 4.
Well, it was pin position number 4. It is his fault.
I gotcha.
Okay.
Not a lot of other guys to talk about on that
Michael Kim.
leaderboard. Yeah, we played 9 holes with him at MPCC, and he's recently gone to Sean Foley, and he was known as a dinker. And I was reading about some speed training he did in the off season, getting his card back. And it's funny, but he was whacking it by Troy during. It's funny, but I watch a guy like Michael Kim play 9 holes, and I'm like, oh, this guy is a different player now. Even you don't put a lot of stock into practice rounds, but you put a little stock into it. I mean, he's not going to buy Troy, and Troy's not super long, but he's not super short. I'd say he's average out there. So good for Michael Kim. He was a Cal guy, another California dude, bro.
Yeah,
And
bro.
good week for him. He'll shuffle up
Surfer
nice.
dude.
I really thought for sure, bro. I really thought Keith Mitchell was going to be the guy to beat. He's got a little swagger out there. We played with him last year on Sunday, and he got up to a good start, And Bo Hostler was right there. He played good. Peter Malnati had a great week.
Oh, Peter
Who
Malnati. That
else?
golf swing is
Yeah,
awful. His golf instructor should go hide in a
yeah,
cave.
nice guy. You're sassy tonight,
Dude, it's
bro.
just that's a bad
Wow.
golf swing. That really is.
Wow.
I mean, he is
Wow.
spraying that driver everywhere. He's doing a
Wow.
helicopter up top. I'm sorry, Peter Malnati. I don't know you, but man, that is tough to watch out there.
Man.
Now, I do love the craftiness of the guy because he was getting up and down from everywhere. I mean, shit, he hit
Yeah.
this little freaking hook up, or wasn't a hook, it was a cut, but I would love to say that it
Wow.
was a pull hook up onto the first green on the final round,
Only
from
only I'm
almost
a
out of bounds.
Only I'm allowed to shit on players like this, Matt. You're not
Yeah,
allowed
that's
to
true.
do
I
something
know.
like that because Peter Malnati, as we all know out here, is the nicest human
Yeah,
being on the PGA Tour, and he is so
agreed.
positive. And even though you can shell on his move and that kind of stuff, I'm pretty sure he can give you six aside and Mount Shadows on position 4, put you up a tee, and he's kicking your ass, Matt.
Bobby, I will take that wager all day long. I am learning Mountain Shadows like you would not believe. I am honor caddying the shit out of that place, okay?
I said pin position number 4.
I might still be registered as a junior caddy out there, according to my boy Mark Wildebeest. And that being said, I'm moving quickly up into the honor caddy ranks, but not
Okay.
after my
All right.
my latest attitude burst out there. So I apologize. And once again, I
That's okay.
apologize to the Mr. Nice Malinati out there. Just fix that driver swing, will you,
Oh,
please? Thank you.
hey, I got a question for you,
Yeah.
Matt. Random question. We had a bet last week. You
God
had Jordan
damn it,
Spieth.
Bobby. You're such a
He finished
goddamn
63rd. 63rd. The Pebble Beach King finished 63rd. What happened out there?
Well, I
I
got
had
to be
Seamus
honest with you. My
Power.
first pick didn't make the cut.
Good one.
If
At least you
anybody
had
doesn't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the last episode.
yeah.
But that being said, yes, no, I fucked up. I picked the sponsor, Jordan Spieth. Sorry,
Poster child.
Jordan.
Just say the sponsor poster child.
He really was, and he plays Pebble well,
Yeah,
but
he does. Never
he
been out of the
kind of
top
just
10 in like 7 or 8 years.
hung around, right around
Not
that
that
even
good.
par. It
Not
was
playing
not
that good
pretty. It
right
wasn't.
now.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
And I did say on last week's episode, if you go back and listen, Bobby, that was a gimme for you. So
Yeah. Thank
your
you.
Seaman Power, you
Yeah.
got the win. He played very
Yeah.
well. I was very
9
distraught
under.
by his Seaman Power. It was very
Beat you by
disturbing.
10.
I
Beat you
did.
by 10. Did I mention that?
Maybe
Beat you
he'll
by
be
10.
called Big
What
Seaman
is our
Power out there at
damage?
Waste
What are we
Management
at right
Open.
now? How many pennies am I down right now? I
50,000.
know the answer.
No, it's
Yes.
5,000.
No, 5,000.
Yeah, it's $50. It's 5,000 pennies. Do the math,
It's
people.
5,000. Yeah. Hey, let's get out. Let's get out. Let's get away from Pebble Beach because I'm still
People's
sad.
Open. We got to go to the People's
Do you have
Open.
any questions? Do you have any questions about Pebble Beach? Do you have any
No,
questions for me? Anyone? Anyone? Okay,
not
good.
a
I'm over
goddamn
it till
thing.
next year.
I am too.
Yeah. You want
Yeah,
to go
it was
right into the
disappointing.
People's Open, or should we let's refresh the other golf that was going on? Do you want to do that yet, or do we swing right into the People's Open?
Well, whatever you want, Bobby.
Well, let's talk about the Korn Ferry Tour. That was huge for
Oh,
me.
my
Huge for me.
God. Did I leave that off of the show notes on purpose? No, I
No, I
didn't.
put it on the
No.
top of the show
It
notes after you left it
it
off.
literally is the most important topic we can talk about tonight. So,
Yes.
Bobby's
Ladies
son,
and gentlemen. Yes, intro this, Matt. Intro this.
the oldest of the clan, of the Brown clan,
Yes.
and
Yes.
technically looks very similar to you, by the way.
Yes, he
Is he
does.
as tall as you?
Yes, he is
Yeah.
as tall as me, but I don't have that raunchy facial hair. I've been trying to get him to cut that off, and my tennis shoe game's way better than his.
No, he's got facial hair that fits a caddy that caddies on the Korn Ferry Tour.
Korn Ferry
That's
Tour.
what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is class. It's all class. It's just a touch of class there. Just the scraggly kind of like, it's a scraggly facial hair look. But
It's a
man,
scraggly.
congrats to him. I mean,
Yeah, Daniel.
coming in at -3 to win just a savage of a golf
Playoff.
round.
Yeah.
Just
Three guys
absolutely.
in the playoff. Well, the beautiful thing is they started the day like 5 or 6 back, right? Tied for 24th, and they went out before anybody and posted 4 under and posted 3 under, and everybody else was probably feeling some pressure. I know. Obviously, when 3 under wins a golf tournament on the Korn Ferry Tour, that should tell you that they're playing excuse me, wouldn't say U.S. Open style golf course, but a hard golf course, right?
You know what it was though, Bobby?
What?
It was the Tom
Caddy.
Brady, Nick Saban motivational speeches that
You
you've
know
been
it.
giving your son. And my
You know
God, did
it.
that rub off of Pearson Cootie? Because
Yes.
I bet you your son went in, and hopefully we get to talk to him soon, probably went in
Yes.
and goes, hey, Pearson, listen, man, we're going to go out there. We're going to go and throw in a low number, and everybody's going to try to chase him. They're going to shit their pants. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a goddamn golf tournament today. What do you say?
And they did.
And I bet you he said, God damn it, I am motivated as shit. Let's go win this thing.
Yes.
And sure enough, what they do, end up in a
He did.
playoff. And then
Yeah.
once you're in a playoff in that mindset, you're dominating that fucking piece of shit next to you. You're just like, I am murdering you. I am going to take a knife to your throat and I'm going to step on it.
Does anybody feel like we have a crowd that's watching Matt tonight? I don't know who the 47 people you got in there, but they got me getting a kick out of it. This is a split personality, Matt, that I don't even know right now. Let's just say this. He stiffs it to a foot in a playoff, and you've got to have that attitude in a playoff, right, Matt? You go for broke.
Wait a second, he stuffed it to a foot?
To a foot. Yeah, he hit it like a mid-iron into a foot. It was a beautiful shot. Wins a three-way playoff, and the purses went up this year. So Junior just had a nice little hit run for like, I don't want to, well, it doesn't take too hard to figure out, 180,000 to the winner. So that's 18 grand plus fees for the kids. So a nice little 20 grand hit and run. Here's a nice little side note too. Earlier in the week, Junior texts me and the text says, Dad, I just maxed out all my credit cards on these coming Airbnbs. Can you? And I didn't even let him finish the sentence before I sent the Zelle out. Now, the big question is, will I get that Zelle back when that money hits his account? And I'm sure it's already in the account.
No.
I'm waiting.
Because
you never ask your kids.
No,
yeah, you never ask your kids.
That's a night out for him. You just paid for a hell of a night.
Yeah, well, I hear they have hell of a nights in Panama at some place called the Cigar Bar, and
wow.
I don't think they're selling cigars. Sorry, Daniel. Daniel's coming on next week. Next Tuesday. We're going to get a full...
After he hears this episode, I'm not sure he will.
He's coming on. He's in the hole to me. He owes me. No, he's been waiting to come on, but remember, this was our master plan to bring him on after he caught a win. And he's got... You think I got stories? I'm sure he has some unbelievable stories from the Korn Ferry Tour, and he's probably going to talk about his struggles, how he helps 5 or 6 players get to the PGA Tour, and then they just dump him like a bad habit. So hopefully this is the one that sticks. A little side note to that guy I've been raving about, the second coming of Dustin Johnson. Carter Jenkins finished rookie year, finished tied for 8. Bogeyed his last 2 coming in, 17 and 18, missed a playoff by a shot. Well, he finished it even. He missed by 3, but another one from Carter Jenkins. And did you know that LIV Golf? Did you know there was a LIV Golf tournament last week, masquerading under the Asian Tour?
Yeah, I did. My dad actually, who is not a golf fan, but he listens to the podcast, and we're over there Sunday night having dinner, and he goes, "Matt, LIV Golf started up." I go, no.
Yeah,
he's like,
kinda.
I saw it started. I'm like, Dad, that's the Asian Tour. I was like, they bought them. It's in like a weird relationship there, but it's not LIV Golf because it's not a team event. It was tough for me to try to explain to him that this was not a LIV Golf event. As a non-golf fan, he's like trying to be in front of this stuff and understand and let me be up to speed.
Let me tell Mr. Cook this. It was an Asian Tour event masquerading. Wait, it was a LIV event masquerading as an Asian Tour event.
There you go.
Because
Dad,
we know they all played in it. Every single one of those LIV guys got paid extra money to go and play there. And Abe Answer wins by a few. And you remember I was telling you, everybody's like, oh, Abe Answer. Remember I told you after he won that WGC in Memphis a couple of years ago that he showed up at San Antonio and he had a real bad back. And I was saying that all during the LIV that I'm like, he's not the same Abe Answer. He should be in the mix in these tournaments. And obviously he is very healthy because I think he won by 3 shots, 18 or 19 under.
Do you know where Abraham Answer was today there, Bobby?
The Modelo Tequila Factory.
Exactly. You got it. You figured it out, you son of a bitch. How'd you know that? That wasn't in the show notes.
No, is it true? I knew he figured
yeah.
he was.
No, you hit the nail on the head.
I don't know if it's Modelo. He's not Modelo. He's somewhere else. He's some other tequila that is one of his big sponsors. He was
pounding a lot of tequila today, but
of course he was. He's fucking Mexicano, bro. Those jalapenos can drink some fucking tequila. I, on the other hand, smell it and immediately fucking throw up on the person next to me. Never got laid when I was drinking tequila. Go figure.
Oh well, that sucks. To each their own, Bobby.
To each their own. Cam Young Cam Young got a nice $1 million to go over there and play, and he finished second. We played the backside with him today. He looks good. Cam Young looks good, really, really good.
Well, he's going to be going to LIV Golf soon, most likely.
Well, no, I'll tell you what the deal is. Well, we can't go there yet, but we'll just run down this leaderboard. It's all a bunch of LIV guys, right? It's all a bunch of LIV guys. I mean
it's
Cam Young's
basically
not a LIV
the
guy.
LIV Golf Tour and then a bunch of Asian guys.
Paul Casey fifth, Leishman, Mito Pereira, Andy Ogletree all top 10, Joaquin Neiman, Matt Wolf top 10, Patrick Reed T25. The fat ass Perez watch is on for a solid T53. Way to go, Pat! I
Oh,
looked it up.
solid work there, Pat. Well done there, bud.
$19,146. Way to go, Pat!
Hey, hell of a 4 rounds.
God, he's a baller, man. He can't. He's just so good.
I think we need to set up a death match between me and Pat Perez.
I think he's
out of Mountain Shadows. No, Bobby, listen, I got this one.
He's too big time for you. Let's talk about the miscuts from the LIV. Phil Mickelson, you heard of him? Cam Smith, Bubba Watson, Eugenio Chikara, Carlos Ortiz, Kevin Na. Pathetic.
Is Phil Mickelson still alive? Because I saw a skeleton version of him on Instagram the other day. He looked like he was a skeleton that was kept alive, stuffed by the Saudis, and then it's like a talking head that's from Universal Studios. It's really weird. It's like a bunch of teeth.
Yep. He doesn't look the same. Remember, he looked like the homeless guy. He looked like the homeless guy last year with the beard when all this shit was over with, and now he's back all skinny, getting all sassy on social media.
Yeah, but he's lost all of his facial definition. He looks like a skeleton.
I know.
It's awful.
God, I hope he's not sick. That's the only thing I hope, because he still was one of the. Yeah. Hey, they're playing another LIV event masquerading as an Asian tour event over there. It's called the Orman or something in Saudi Arabia, and you get the Koepka brothers, Mito, Neiman. Mito's playing Neiman, Kokrak, Sergio, Matt Jones. They're all in there except for Dustin, but we're going to save our little Dustin Johnson WD for the end of the show, aren't we, Matt? Because it's good. I
love that idea.
It's so good.
It's just so good.
Matt, did you hear me?
So
good.
we got to get into the People's Open quick. We're running out of time.
Okay, go.
So, People's Open,
you're on a budget over there.
We've got an elevated purse that is really bringing in the big dogs here, Bobby. I actually heard it firsthand that several guys skipped Pebble because of the elevated purse, and because they didn't want to have to be traveling multiple weeks in a row before the Waste Management Open. And then, of course, you got Riv the week after. So a lot of guys decided to skip Pebble because of the Pro-Am aspect to it. A lot of guys looked at the weather forecast and were like, that's peace out. So very, very weak field at Pebble due to the Waste Management Open and the People's Open, as we like to refer to it as, just dominating not only stilettos and skirts falling down Bermuda grass, but also the fact that the 16th hole is going to be a goddamn debacle yet again. It's bigger than ever. And 17 and 18 have even more stands than the previous years. So we're getting to a point to where almost every hole on the back nine is just stadium. So you're going from one stadium to the next. You're going from Fenway down to Yankee Stadium as you go from 16 to 17 to 18. I mean, it's going to be a blast out there.
It's exciting for sure. Golf course is in good shape. I can tell you guys had a tough winter out here because there's not a lot of rough. The greens are really super duper firm. So we'll see what the scoring's like. I mean, come on, last year in this tournament, Scheffler and Cantlay had that epic playoff at 16 under, and then there were two guys that shot back. Listen to these names: Xander, Saeed Thegala at 15, Billy Horschel, my boy Alex Noren / your boy 14 under. Justin Thomas, Hideki, 13 under. John Rahm, Matt Fitzpatrick, Keith Mitchell, 12 under. Just stacked with talent, and it's a better field this year. The big fellas here: Rory McIlroy. Go through the big ones.
We got Cantlay, Finau, Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, Fowler. I mean, we got Big Dick Rick, and we're not even a quarter of the way through. So we got Hovland, we've got Sungjae, we've got Siwoo. So we got South Korea fucking covered there.
Kim.
We got Tommy Kim, we got Matsuyama, we got McIlroy, we got Troy Merritt, we got Morikawa, we got Rahm, we got Xander, we got Scheffler, we got Spieth, we got Thigala, we got JT out there, Justin Thomas, Gary Woodland, a good old Woodland fade in there for the boys, and then Cam Young. I mean, this is a stacked goddamn field, Bobby.
What a field. I know.
Holy shit. There's some outliers in there, too. I love it.
You just crushed my dreams of a top 20. With that field. I think we finished 38th here last year and had a little drama on Saturday in a couple holes, but I I'm hoping, he looked pretty good today. He drove it good today. His coach is with him. So we're just gonna keep fighting. But this is, Matt, you forgot the most important part about this whole deal.
What did I forget?
$20 million purse.
Did
Our
I just
first
hear like a
$20
$20
million
million?
purse. Do you want me to put that into player caddy terms? What that means is the winning player gets 3.7 million. What's 10% of that for the winning caddy?
Woo!
Tell you what it is. It's a nice condo.
370,000.
It's a nice down payment on a nice little condo over here in Desert Ridge. Is what it is. 370 large for the winning caddy.
Bobby,
Please God, let it be
you
me.
be moving to the desert in the Ridge if you end up getting that first prize? Are you going to be my neighbor? Are we going there?
Only if I can drive fast enough to get by Uncle Sam, and I don't see that happening anytime in the near
Probably
future.
not.
Let's put it that way.
They always win. They always win.
They always win.
Now,
200 was the cut last year, so you got to play. You got to golf your ball around here, and now we're at that exciting part of the show where
the alternates, notable alternates.
Yeah. Oh, notable alternates. I know something about that. Go ahead.
So we got S.H. Kim that you love. So
yes.
Let me ask you a very serious question. Is your boy here, Micah?
No, they're not here because there's already been 2 WDs, and this field is already. How do I say this? This field is already overfilled to capacity from guys that have status out here, which means I'll use an example.
Micah's not out here. I was hoping to grab a vodka with him.
In. They have to get 5 or 6 more WDs to get down to where an alternate would get in. It's a weird thing, but let's just say if it's a 120-man field and you have 128 guys that have qualified for this tournament, you go they're 8 over what they're supposed to be, what their max is, so you have to have 8 WDs before Micah would get in. But good news for Micah, they got a spot. They got a sponsors exemption in Tigers tournament next week, so they got that going for them, which is nice.
Gunga Galunga. Okay. Moving beyond that, we've got Dean Burmeister, which you love. You love a good Dean Burmeister.
Yeah.
He's also on the alternate list, so apparently he's not going to get in either.
Mustard, onions, and pickles only with my Burmeister. Go ahead.
That's fair. But you already talked about the course. Let's get into the penny bet. I mean, let's get into since it's the People's Open. Let's get into the people segment here, which is Bobby versus Matt. Bobby gets to pick first because guess what? Bobby won last week, which is a rarity, okay? So if you have been paying attention, Bobby never wins these fucking things.
Never.
But every once in a blue moon, I throw Bobby a gimme. Last week was a gimme. So, Bobby, why don't you go ahead and put forward your pick for the People's Open?
I can't. Matt, can you go first? Because I can't pick out of 3 guys. I got to narrow down to 3 guys.
No, absolutely not.
I got to narrow down to 3 guys.
You're going first.
Narrow down to 3 guys.
You're going first.
Okay, I'm just gonna go like this. There. Alex Noren.
No fucking way.
Alex Noren. He finished 3rd last year. I know. I know.
You had 3 picks and you fucking decided to go with Alex Noren? Oh,
Did you see what I did?
Yeah, you're trying to be savage to me because...
No, I wrote him down on a piece of paper and I pointed, and when I opened my eyes, it was on Alex Noren.
Oh,
I'm
so
not
you're
going to tell you
leaving it to
my
chance. This is what made you such a great horse gambler.
I had 2 other guys. Yeah, right. That's why I got a beard. I had 2 other people that I really liked, and let's see. I'm not going to reveal that till after you pick, but you could pick 30 guys that would be in front of my guy.
Now,
Alex Noren, I got a feeling.
Well, here's the thing. You went with the crafty pick of Alex Noren, and I applaud you for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I am going with a Scottsdale favorite. Some people refer to him as Ricky the Rapist because he had that mustache for a while.
Oh my God!
I'm going with Big Dick Rick. He's got his golf swing back, and Big Dick Rick is going to be swinging that shaft all around out there at Scottsdale. He's going to be seeing these bimbos just falling down. Goddamn in stilettos. I am pumped about Big Dick Rick this week. Big Dick Rick is bringing it fucking hard this week at Scottsdale at the People's Open. So that's my pick.
I feel violated after listening to all of that. honestly.
Dude, so
But
does
now
everybody when Big Dick Rick gets done with the golf round at DBC Scottsdale.
I like my pick over Big Shillelagh Rick. I can tell you that much. I like Alex Norton. I really like Saeed Theegala, and I saw Cameron Young fresh off of
Those
a
were your
flight
other
where he
two, and you pointed
yeah,
to Alex Noren.
I know, right? But Cameron Young's never played here, but he
I'm
looked like he shot
dead.
26 on the backside to me today. And I just wonder if the jet lag from Saudi's going to get him, because he was telling me he flew in at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. He's running on fumes, but that didn't stop him from fucking carrying at
He could
3:30 all
play
day today on the
blindfolded
backside.
and beat Alex
I
Noren this
know.
week.
Wow, that's harsh. But we'll see how the cards fall there, Ricky.
No, Alex
Ricky, old
Noren is
boy.
a solid player. You
Yeah.
proved it to me in the stats.
Yes.
I
It's
know.
true. It's
You
true.
did. You did.
It's true.
I
What
had
else you
no
got?
idea that he finished third last year, so that's
Yeah.
that. All right,
Yeah,
Bobby.
there you go.
Guess what?
Yes.
Favorite
What?
segment time. Live golf.
What is
Latest.
it? Go. Yeah,
Go.
go.
So
Go.
Dustin Johnson
Yes.
withdraws from the first event with a back
Mhm.
injury. The question
So,
is this
go.
a serious injury, or was he like, well, our Saudis bought this Asian tour, we had to use me for marketing, and then I'm just gonna have a
Yeah.
back injury that week.
Well, I'm gonna say that when the news broke that he hurt his back, red flag always goes up to me personally. But I believed it this time. I thought maybe he tweaked his back or something like that.
Like the
But
Masters?
I cannot mention any, like the Masters, but I cannot mention any names on where this comes from. But I spent about 3 hours with a certain someone that was over in Saudi,
Ooh,
and apparently
give me the juice.
Mr. Dustin Johnson was on some boat with a bunch of other players. And I know you're not allowed to have alcohol. They had to do it on a boat, and I guess they got to really drinking. And DJ got real. This is news nobody else has. DJ, this is real news. Nobody else has it. We are the only
Breaking
ones that know that,
news.
other than all the players and caddies that were in that field. And he got so fucked up, he started wrestling with somebody on the boat, and he embarrassed himself, and I think got thrown down on the ground really hard and hurt his back from
Oh, so
drinking and getting
this is
into
a
a
real
wrestling
back
match with
injury.
somebody.
Kind of like him
Yeah,
falling
well,
down the stairs
you know.
after a situation. in
Yeah,
the
but it's
Masters.
it's funny if you go to This Is Wonderful's Instagram, Paulina Gretzky, they all just landed, including Dustin, safely in Aspen, Colorado. So
Oh,
I
he's
don't
going to be
think it's
skiing this
bad.
week. Shocker. I mean, he loves skiing those rails. So that's
Yeah,
going to be fantastic. Good for him. God damn it. What a
yeah,
legend he is. He just
yeah.
fucking
No
bounced.
shit.
I mean, yes, every once in a while, you tend to get into a wrestling match to where when you're wrestling a
Yes.
bear,
When you
you're
yeah,
going to lose,
fireball is
DJ.
fireball is bad. I got some other live gossip going down from this guy
Oh,
that was
bring it.
there for the Saudi too. So check this out. So apparently there's a story going around that when Dustin originally signed his contract with his agent David Winkle, it was for 12 events maximum, right? And this new schedule has 14. So apparently the Dustin Johnson camp is not happy about that, and they're trying to go in for more money, as if $150 million and the 30
It's not
some
enough,
million he made
Bobby.
last year was not enough. So
Paulina's going
they
to
are
have his
playing
nuts.
they're playing the greed card. And this certain someone that was in that field over there at Saudi that's giving me all this information said that their player that they were there with, I can't mention any names, it's not going to be too hard for somebody to research and figure out, but that their player who went over there and got a bunch of money to go and played pretty good said that it was his first time to see all this live, what he would call chaos and circus up front. And he says there is some serious tension among all these captains. Like Kepka was talking shit about Mickelson all week, talking shit about Dustin getting all fucked up and embarrassing himself on the boat. I guess apparently they released all the names of the reworked names of these teams today and everything, but nobody really knows yet who's on the last team or who's on the fill-on spots on teams. So this this person who gave me this information said it is an absolute shit show over there right now. And can I admit something that I'm wrong about?
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to admit something that I'm right about and something that I'm wrong about. Ready for the right part? I'm going to start out with the
I'm going
good
to
part.
take a sip, yes.
Mickelson is retiring after this contract's up, whether it's this year or next year.
Oh, and
Cantlay
Cantlay's not.
is officially off the market. But
Wow.
now, this player that I'm talking about that I almost picked for my pick this week and played really good in Saudi last week, if they hit his number, and his number is supposed to be right around $100 million, if they hit his number, he is supposed to move into that Cantlay spot of taking over the Mickelson team. Can't reveal the name. other person, but he's playing this
Ooh.
week, and he just played in Saudi, so that narrows it down to 3. So
But you
figure it out.
just gave our Live Golf
Every hint.
Insider, good old
Yeah,
Kevin out there, who loves to
yeah.
comment on our videos. That's one of those
Kev,
Saudi guys. He
Kev.
now is going to take this back to the king, Greg Norman. He's going to let him know
Okay.
100 million gets
Oh,
this deal done. He's going to know
yeah,
who you're talking
yeah.
about. And by the
Yeah, of
way, he
course, we
loves
all
you,
know.
Bobby. He does love you.
Yeah.
He just
Yes, he
hates
does.
me.
Yeah, because I'm entertaining. Don't ever
You are
forget it.
you are
Hey,
goddamn entertaining. Thank
another
God. You're the
another thing.
rock of this show.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Another thing that I read today was that guy who the big president or whatever, the guy that resigned. So there was a court thing today, and the
Correct.
live attorneys said that they made $0 of revenue this last year, and it came out in the court documents that they spent $784 million to put on all these tournaments. That does not include players' contracts or guarantees. 784 million they spent, man. They didn't get one penny back in return. How long can this last?
Well,
And that's what this.
here's the thing.
How
This was
long this
exactly what I've
last?
been saying for the past fucking 4 weeks. As soon as executives start jumping ship, you know something's fucking wrong. You also
Yes.
had McKinsey, which all those reports started coming out about their entire consulting plan for Live Golf and the fact that they didn't meet any of
Yeah.
the benchmarks whatsoever.
None.
That it's like
Zero.
the caveat is if you have a lot of money, which the Saudis
Yes.
do, through
Yeah.
oil and so forth, that they can keep this thing going as long as they want, as long as they
Yeah.
love losing money. I
Yeah.
don't understand the angle to it, but that's something I may never understand. Our boy Kevin
How
out
many?
there in the comments definitely understands what the Saudis really want out there, and we're going to have to rely on Kevin. Kevin, come back to us in the YouTube
Fire
comments.
away,
Please
Kev.
let us know, Kevin, that let us know what the game plan is for your clan over there
Yeah.
in Live
Yeah.
Golf, okay? Because we
Yeah.
want to know. We need the inside scoop, Kevin. But that being said, Bobby, this is what I've been talking about. They
Yeah.
didn't make any money last year. They dumped in,
No.
I mean, it sounds like now about 1.5.
700.
Well, it was 700, but then
Well,
you add in the player
look.
contracts and everything.
Okay, so
You're
look at this.
looking
Look
at
at.
$1.5 billion
Well,
of
you could.
loss.
It's. Well, you could. I looked at it like this: $784 million, and let's say that Lefty gets 200 million, Dustin 150, Brooks, DeChambeau 125 each. What do
Yep.
you come up with? 350, 475.
Well,
That's
you got to
600
keep
million. But if
going
you
down the
break,
list, though.
yeah, keep going down the list, but break that into
1.5
thirds per
mil
year.
or
About three.
bill at
Yeah,
least.
yeah, 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 yeah. And what if they spend 785
The
million
venues.
next year? It's going to be more because there's more venues, right?
Oh
There's
yeah,
more
no.
tournaments.
That was
Yeah.
actually, I want to say it was the Wall Street Journal that reported that their expenses this year are supposed to be north of $1.5 billion.
Oh my God. How long? How many billions did you say those Saudis are worth?
Oh, they
Like it's like
it's stupid.
okay, okay,
So
gotcha.
that Saudi
So
fund that they're coming
yeah,
at, the PIF, that
yeah.
thing is
Don't they make
decked. Yeah.
billions
I
of
mean,
dollars a
it's
day?
all oil. I mean, they're making a shit ton from the United States
Yeah,
government and just oil
gotcha,
alone. So
gotcha.
that that to me is the one caveat to where I'm like, if they want this thing to exist, it's going to exist.
Yeah, yeah. If they do, but a big if this player that went over there and played says all it's not all it's cut out to be, and
We need a
he's a
goddamn
little
Netflix
skeptical.
documentary on that. We do
Oh
not
my
need these
God.
guys leaving for Live and it being all about these
Yes.
PGA Tour guys. I did jump on a Twitter Spaces, by the way, for Netflix and the PGA Tour, and they were talking all about the inner workings of all of this. Do you know that Rory didn't sign up initially? That it actually took a few recordings of other players to then all of a
Uh-huh.
sudden Rory got a little jealous and was like, oh, I need to be a part of this. And so then they
Huh.
worked out the deal with Rory after the fact to get him into the
Do
documentary.
you
That was
do you
interesting to me.
do you think, or it could be this angle that maybe Jay Monahan and company maybe put the squeeze on Rory pro PGA when this battle was going
Oh, I
on to get him
love your
onto the show,
conspiracy
right?
theory there. That's a great
Don't you think
conspiracy
that's
theory.
that's a good
All
angle?
all the people are agreeing with you on this one.
Yeah, 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 for
You
sure.
can't see
That's
all
my
the
angle.
people, but all the people
But
are agreeing with you right now.
hello,
They are
people.
like 100%. I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's potentially a conspiracy theory of
No,
Bobby, but That being
Uncle
said,
Jay put the squeeze on him. Go ahead.
you got anything else on this? I mean, the only other piece of LIV Golf news that I have is that there is a new, and this might have been kind of under the radar for everybody, but there is a new 1-year ban for any non-PGA Tour member who plays an event on the LIV Golf League.
Yeah. I read that. I also read that too, and I'm not surprised at that at all. Not at all.
I'm not either. That one seems a little petty, though.
Yeah. Who knows where this thing's going to go in the next year or two? I know what I'm thinking. Good night, Irene.
Good night, Irene.
Yeah,
actually,
I'm thinking good night, Irene.
I was going to go Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. Bobby, it was a goddamn pleasure. I wish you were here in person. I'd give you a goddamn hug. But I miss you. I can't wait to see you this week. I will see you potentially tomorrow. Are you going to be out there tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, let's just talk about it while we're live. Matt, you got tickets 4 for Wednesday and 4 for Thursday, right? I'm going to leave them because I don't know if I'm going to talk to you.
Wait, I said Friday too. Did you not pick me up Friday tickets?
Oh, we've had some serious miscommunication this week.
Dear Lord. Me and you are like a married couple that is not communicating properly.
Matt, of the 6 Friday tickets I have in my backpack, none of them are spoken for. I got you every day you want to go, except Saturday. I'm out of Saturdays.
I just need 4. I just need 4 on Friday. Yeah. That's fine. Saturday, Sunday, I'm gold. I've got that taken care of through, by the way, our social media guy.
Yeah, Brad Friedman, ladies and gentlemen, Brad Friedman.
Yep.
There he is. Hey, Brad.
He's here. Say hi to Brad. How's
the family, Brad?
How's the family?
Am I going to leave these tickets under your name?
No, under my name.
Yeah. That's what I said. Am I going to leave these tickets under your name?
Yeah. No. It's going to go under...
Matt Cook.
I was going to say Seaman Power, but that's okay. Matt Cook's fun.
Matt Cook.
All right, Bobby. It was a goddamn pleasure tonight.
I'll text you in the morning, buddy. Thanks for squeezing me in, man. I appreciate it.
See you, bud. Pleasure.
Thank you for tuning in to Season 2 of the Pull Hook Golf Podcast. Make sure to hit subscribe and go to www.pullhookgolf.com for more information.